At a time of debate over fake news, Park Kyu-ha is accused of dealing in fake history. And in her field, in her country, it's a charge that could land her in jail. Her 2013 book about Korean comfort women has led to a criminal prosecution.
This is a third court case and also a criminal one. A guilty verdict will deal a more serious blow than a civil suit. I would appeal, but for the sake of South Korea, it should not happen.
Park is charged with defaming survivors of the Japanese Imperial Army's euphemistically named comfort stations, where women from Japan's Asian colonies, most of them Korean, were forced to give sexual services to the soldiers. Park doesn't deny their suffering, but says her research indicates a more nuanced story than what has become South Korea's national narrative.
Forcible mobilization by the army was extremely rare, probably 1 in 10 or 1 in 7 cases. Most of them were deceived or kidnapped. In some cases, they just went.
Korean as well as Japanese traffickers were to blame, she says, meaning Japan can't be held legally accountable. That's anathema in a country where the comfort women issue remains a major grievance against Japan, where protesters camp out beside a statue of a young victim opposite Japan's embassy. Park's thesis goes against the grain of most historical research on this subject, and not just that done here in South Korea. But for many of her supporters, the issue at stake isn't its truth or otherwise, it's whether it should be treated as a crime. Just over a year ago, Japan and South Korea signed a deal aimed at settling the dispute, one the majority of South Koreans opposed. Last month, activists erected a new statue outside the Japanese consulate in the southern city of Busan. Japan recalled its ambassador in protest. The comfort women have come to personify the pain and humiliation inflicted by Japan on its former colony. Prosecutors say Professor Park should be sentenced to 3 years in prison for defaming them. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera, Seoul.